I think it's time Nintendo finally sprung into action and launches another hot new IP. Hashtag Min for the win-win. Luffy needs to be DLC, man. Luffy was made for ARMS.
Sonic Speed!
Holy hell, is this game great. If there's this off-the-wall game you want to try, or you like fighting games, or you're interested in new IPs, ARMS is probably the best way to go right now. I've only played the test punch on the first day, and this morning on Saturday, and will continue to attempt to play more in the future. But I think I found a high-quality brand new franchise on my hands. When ARMS was first revealed for the Switch back in January, it got a lot of people confused and misled. The way it was shown off at first was odd, having two random people throwing fists with the Joy-Cons in their hands, and when the game was shown, it was mostly compared to Wii Boxing and didn't leave that much of an impression on everyone, especially with the massive push for motion control gameplay. As time passed and more details about ARMS came out, we've gotten a better idea about what it is and what the gameplay offers. However, it wasn't really enough to push people to want the game. Most were still on the fence about it and weren't sure if it not only was going to be worth the purchase, but also worth it for Nintendo to salvage another IP. Ever since the ARMS Nintendo Direct early this month of May, it seems to have convinced a handful of people with the game's quality. Now that some of us have tried the test punch, I could safely and confidently say, ARMS is going to go far in its life cycle. Sometime after ARMS was first revealed, I thought the game was going to unleash huge potential for Nintendo as well as the fighting game community, and I believe in that more than ever. After playing the game, it's similar to Smash Bros. In a couple aspects. For one, it's a game that's pretty straightforward and easy to learn and get into. But once you start learning more about the character's special abilities, and especially the variety of arms and their properties and different attributes, it becomes more and more in-depth with skill and mastery of the game, just like Smash Bros. Another thing is how there's more to do than just fight. There's a volleyball mode, a human basketball mode, a 100-man melee mode, training mode, target mode, the Grand Prix, and the regular fighting mode, plus the online mode. This game has plenty of content and stuff to do, but the key thing here that can relate to Smash Bros. Is how the unique and charming gameplay just pulls me back in wanting more. I thought I was going to get tired and done with ARMS in roughly an hour or two of the gameplay. I just wanted to play more when I was done with the test punch. When most people play Smash Bros., it's not primarily for the adventure mode or target mode. People play Smash Bros. To fight. They go to Smash Bros. To fight each other, and that's the same thing ARMS does too. As fun as V-Ball and 1-on-100 were, I just wanted to keep fighting and find more opponents to tussle with. Whether it be 1-on-1, a 3-way or 4-way free-for-all, or a tag team battle, ARMS was still super fun and a much more enjoyable game than a lot of us were anticipating it to be. The game's main use of controls is motion, and over the course of the years, motion controls have gained a negative stigma of sorts, being unresponsive and such. But with ARMS, I couldn't find any other satisfying way to play it. The game does offer different ways to play, whether it be a single Joy-Con, a Pro Controller, and maybe even both Joy-Con without the motion control. I haven't checked that yet. To be honest, the motion controls are probably the best way to go, as for once, they feel essential. Not only are the controls responsive, natural, and the most efficient way to fully utilize the gameplay, but moving around and throwing those punches really immerses you within the game. Almost like you're the one fighting than the character you're using. By no means is this game Wii Boxing. It's a polished boxing-like fighting game. The only complaint I can really pull is the camera and lockout controls during tag team matches. Not only is the camera annoying to where you're targeted onto one fighter, leaving the other fighters and potentially your teammate even from interfering and hindering your performance, to the point that it even encourages turtling, but also because multiplayer matches can get really hectic. That's actually another thing compared to Smash Bros. Like 8-player Smash, the fights can get hectic and intense. Funny enough, I actually sweated a bit from playing with motion controls. At least I worked out previously to prevent getting soaked, but I still found drops of sweat and some loss of breath playing ARMS. You might actually get a decent workout from playing, mostly with your upper body. The way Nintendo is pushing this game I don't think could have been done in any better way. ARMS already has great content and lovable characters. ARMS is getting a big tournament at E3. ARMS is even getting free DLC as time passes, obtaining new fighters, new stages, and new arms. It's really shaping up to be Nintendo's version of Overwatch. A unique take on the genre, Overwatch with shooting and ARMS with fighting, a diverse cast of lovable, unique, and super fun characters, a variety of stages, and free DLC distributed throughout the game's lifecycle. A lot of people are already hooked on what ARMS provides and is capable of, including myself, even with what little content and little time we have now. What shocks me even more is not only is the interface fun and smart, but playing online was legitimately flawless. Playing Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, lots of Nintendo games tend to have questionable online performances, but here, this game probably had the most perfect performance online ever. Playing in laggy environments can severely hinder your performance and kill your experience playing the game. But the only instance where I had a disconnect was in a 3-player match where my opponent was disconnected. He was booted from the match at the start, but it was almost instant as the rest of the match was solid. Even with that time, I can tell ARMS is really something special. Not only will this game be highly sought for by Nintendo fans, but fighting game fans will find another fighting game to get good at and push for the competitive community. Getting a big tournament at E3, and having so much depth and layers to the characters and ARMS, the metagame is going to get crazy and continuously evolve, especially with the patches and updates this game's going to receive. Just like Smash 4, and even Melee's metagame is still evolving. I fully believe this game is going to earn a special place in the fighting game community, just like Smash Brothers did and other fighting games. And the reactions to this game have seemingly been universally positive. Just like myself, I thoroughly had a blast with ARMS and love its characters, its stages, and especially its gameplay. To think up to 10 Switches can support local multiplayer for 20-player ARMS lobbies and matches. This is a multiplayer must-have among both hardcore and casual fans of gaming, not just fighting games nor Nintendo. Overall, I had a blast with the demo, and I don't just believe, I know ARMS will earn a nice soft place in many people's hearts. ARMS really is one of those cases where simplicity can be really effective, with how easily accessible the characters are, how easy the controls are to learn, how charming the characters' designs, backstories, animations, and voices are, how immersive and varied the game and overall modes are, how much this game is getting pushed similar to Splatoon 2 and Overwatch was, and how expansive the metagame truly is. I believe ARMS is going to be a huge success. I really love this game already, and wish I wouldn't wait it out for my birthday less than a month after ARMS comes out. Nintendo's really done a fantastic job marketing this game after its reveal, and pushing this game to the public and getting people to want it. I think ARMS will end up being one of the most popular multiplayer Switch titles in its life cycle, and I'm getting super excited to get my hands on it. Ready for my mains, Springman, and Min to take one for the team and reach for the gold, even competitively. Let me know who your mains are in the comments. As a Mario main in Smash Brothers, Springman's default nature and appealing design and ARMS were my go-to, and Min as a cute girl with ramen as her quota just took another main spot for me. Kinda like Palutena or Rosalina, yet her ARMS are still interesting and solid. Min to the Binmin? Hell no! Min for the win-win! Hopefully I'll get a feel for Helix and revive my inner Brawl Game & Watch main, and also see what Bite and Bark can do, being the ice climbers of this game. But which characters piqued your interest, and do you feel the same about ARMS? I wonder what DLC fighters we'll get. Little Mac? Donkey Kong? Lanky Kong? And I pray to God, by some stroke of luck, Monkey D. Luffy becomes playable in the game. His Devil Fruit just fits way too well. Gum Gum Pistols, Bazookas, and a second gear Gatling for his flurry attack. Oh, what about Piccolo? Cause he could, oh my god. I'm just going crazy with the DLC. This is just me going high pie in the sky. Luffy and Piccolo for DLC. Luffy especially. A man can dream. Stay super.